What's up, Libra? Welcome in and welcome back if you are here with me again. Guys, I apologize for the late delay. You and Pisces, I did y'all reading. It just wasn't making sense. So I need to do them over. Yeah, it just was all over the place, just scattered energy. So I don't know if that represents some things you guys are going through. Just seem all over the place mentally or scattered, or maybe just a lot going on. I wasn't getting like a direct storyline, just a bunch of stuff coming out. So here we are, okay, guys. So I apologize about the late reading, but I had to have time. I had to wait until I had time to actually do it again, okay? But stay tuned, guys, because I will have your June readings up soon, okay? So let's go ahead and see what signs come out for you. Who are you guys connected with? All right, you got Cancer. We have Leo. We have Virgo. So Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio. Okay, we have Scorpio again. So Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Taurus, and Cancer. And Aquarius, okay? All right, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the energy is for you guys. What do you need to know? What is hidden? All right. What does Libra need to know? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements in Libra. Cross watchers as well. Okay. What do we have here for Libra Spirit? What does Libra need to know? Okay, soul contract. The lessons I learned from us will never be forgotten. Okay. So someone feels like they've learned a lot of lessons through this situation between you two. They feel like there is a soul contract. I don't know if they may feel like it hasn't been fulfilled. So that could mean this person, oh, maybe they feel like it hasn't been fulfilled. There's regret here. Mistake, guilt, wrong choice, apology. So this person learned a lot of lessons, right? That you may have been the one that they may have done things to other people and kind of got away with it. But there's something about this connection and the situations that they went through that taught them some major lessons that left them in grief. I'm sorry, grief, regret. They may be in grief because they lost you, but definitely a lot of regret. They feel like they made the wrong choice. They feel like they are, that you're their soulmate. There's a soul contract here. You are a person that brought a major shift or change in this person's life, okay? At the bottom, we have I escape. I left when things got hard. Yeah, I think that's what they chose. Like, I feel like this was too intense for them, or they did not know how to um, overcome the lessons, for this to work. And now they have a lot of regret about what they should have done, what they should have done differently, how they should have stuck it through, stuck around. But when things got hard, they left. When they was faced with the lessons, the things that they needed to do to change, to elevate, to evolve, they ran. So somebody that definitely refused to grow, right, and evolve with you. Why? I don't know. Maybe we'll see here. But this person has a lot of regrets. They feel like they lost their soulmate. There's some things that they did with you that they'll never do again. And they don't want to do again. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So I feel like, guys, this was all a lesson for this person. It was a path. They had choices. They chose. They could have chose to elevate, but they chose to stay in their energy. They chose to stay stuck, and they regret that. So this is why there's so many lessons here, and this is a soul contract because, like I said, you came into. Sorry, guys, my video stopped recording, but you came into this person's life to teach them something. Okay. And one major thing that they realize is sometimes you have to do the work. If it's someone that you know that's meant to be in your life, or you feel like they should be in your life, it takes work and you have to do the work. And that's something that this person learned. You guys both learn what you learn, you know, from your own different perspectives. But this person losing you was a lesson for them. Okay. And they're full of regret. They're wishing they would have made the right choices. They would have ascended with you, and had the courage to stick through, but they didn't. So they definitely feel with a lot of regret. Okay, let's see. The other messages we have here. Libra. I'm sorry. What do we have here for Libra? Page of Wands in the reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Ten of Pentacles. This person turned down the opportunity. They turned down this amazing energy that you guys could have had. It could have been long term. It could have been loyal. You guys could have been with each other, but they, look at that with the Hierophant. Yeah, they turned it down. It could have been everything. Like, this is an amazing connection here, a spiritually guided connection where you guys would have flourished with one another. The more you guys fed off of each other's energy, the more you evolve, the more you learn the life lessons with each other, the relationships, and whatever it takes to stay committed, to reach this 10 of Pentacles. This person turned their back on that. They may have been very like inconsistent with their communication. Like, one minute they want it, next minute they don't, with the Page of Wands in the reverse. Look at that, the Sun in the reverse. Leo energy. We have Taurus energy here. This person chose to be unhappy. Yeah, the Star in the reverse. What did I tell you guys? They refuse to heal. They refuse to evolve. They refuse to do what it took to evolve and grow. They may have not had hope, like in love or in relationships or really in themselves. I think this person didn't have the have enough hope in themselves to feel like they could do what was needed, or make you happy, or, you know, stick through. Like, they may have felt like they were going to be a failure. It's what kind of like what I'm getting here. You have the Moon in the reverse, which is Pisces energy. A lot of things they kept to themselves emotionally. You have the Queen of Swords here, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. And then you have the Temperance here at the bottom, Sagittarius energy. They want balance now. They're trying to, you know, balance their emotions, stay grounded. They are really in their head right now. You know, keeping a lot of things to themselves, but more so they're really in their head. And I think that's always been their problem, being in their head. They stay in their I don't want to say ego, but they just stay in a mental place, in a lower vibration, like mentally. So they didn't want to see this for what it could be. You know, they found the negative in it, or they let their fears come to the surface, or like all of their unhealed trauma kind of come to the surface, and whatever they was feeling, it came out, or they said it, or whatever came to the surface, they manifested it with their thoughts. They kept thinking, until they kind of talked themselves out of having something. That was their choice to evolve, guys. That was their choice to, you know, have like those mental, I guess, keep their mind on higher things, right? They had a choice, but they chose to keep their mind on those lower thoughts, the negative possibilities. Okay. Look at the bottom, guys. You got to use your logic. This person was not using their logic. They really weren't using their logic, and they realized that. It's like, what real reason did I have to let this go? What real reason did I have to think the things I was thinking, or feel the things I was thinking? No. Your answer is no. Maybe your answer is no to this person. Maybe they fear that your answer is going to be no. Definitely a lot of no's being told to you by this person as well. Because they refuse to kind of make the choice. You know, they refuse to give this a yes. You chose them. Uh-oh. Third party betrayal or replacement. Maybe that's the wrong choice they made. The mistake that they made. It's not really being clear about why they chose not to evolve in this connection. I just think this person wasn't ready. Spiritually, they wasn't there. They hadn't matured to the level that they needed to mature to use discernment and make the right choices. You ever dealt with someone, you be like, why? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to you because mentally you've evolved to a different place. But for someone that's in that same frequency, that's in that frequency mentally, it makes sense to them. Okay? You're my drug. Craving hides and crashes and emotional addiction. These poses in the back with both of these people are very similar. So this definitely could have been a third-party situation, which is why this person couldn't make a choice or decide what they wanted to do. They still had to evolve in many ways spiritually. Very childish energy with the Page of Wands in the reverse. That could definitely be a very player person, somebody that's just out to have fun, not really having any solid communication, you know, seriously with someone. This person feels addicted to you, though. You have toxic ties. What did I just say? Addiction, karma, and emotional chain. That's how this person feels now, guys. That's that soul contract energy. They feel stuck now. They feel because they are like rippled by this regret. And so constantly they're thinking about how they made the wrong choice. What was their problem? Why did they do it? You know, where their mind is now. And now it may have not worked out with who they were with. Look at this, guys. At the bottom, you have burned the bridge, final goodbye, unrepairable, and no way back. So I told you with the answer no, some of you guys are like, no. You know, you burnt that bridge. It's over. There's no coming back. And that may be why they're stuck in their regret. Because with the Page of Wands in the reverse, it could indicate this person may not be reaching out. They may not be communicating. This may not be something they express to you, but this is what I'm picking up on. Right? So if they're not expressing it to you, you know what they're feeling. Okay, let's see. What are the messages that we have here for Pisces? I have toxic people and situations in life that keep me from being with you. I'm too weak to fight it. That could be that. That could definitely be this person here. There's I don't know if it's a toxic connection, but it kind of is, I guess, like, somebody they can't let go of, someone that they have strong attachments to, or just somebody they keep going back to, or their lifestyle. Could be family with the Ten of Pentacles here. But these toxic people could have influenced their behavior. Like, say they hang with the wrong friends, and their friends influence them to hang out and, you know, go out and hook up, you know, with girls and or things like that. Hell, vice versa, guys too. And now they regret it. They regret choosing other people, however that was, whether it was friends, whether it was romantically. And now they're kind of living with their consequences. It says, life feels empty without you. By my side, you were my everything, and I pushed you away. I can never find the right words to say to you. I pushed you away instead of bringing you closer. See? That's that being distant emotionally. I mean, like, communicating wise or holding back or really not coming closer, but kind of making choices that push them in another direction. Okay. So no one loves me like you do. I'm ready to commit to you and our beautiful future. We have passion, insane chemistry, like each other, equally having fun, and addiction, codependent, obsession, controlling, possession, has a block or restraint, and you have the Grim Reaper. The relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. I think that's the message for this person, guys. Like the universe is really saying they do need to grow. They need to heal. Sometimes the lesson for somebody is just losing someone. Sometimes there is no going back to repair. Sometimes there is no getting this person back to make up for it. Sometimes the loss is the lesson within itself. And that is what this person is kind of realizing. Like they pushed you there. They pushed it to the place of no return. And now they're having to deal with it. They're having to um understand now that it's a part of their journey, and now moving forward they're going to have to learn the lessons, adapt and evolve and change and grow. um and maybe next time around with who they get with moving forward, they would, you know, make better choices, be a much better person to evolve and be better to people. um but yeah, as of right now, yeah, look at that. Surrender, letting go, release, give up, patience, and irreplaceable. The way you love can never be matched. And snake, deception, shady, temptation, enemy, and ghosted. Yeah, disappear, silence, ignored, rejected. So this person has done enough. And I told you with the coming back and forth, that that's where they can't stop. They give into temptation. They're choosing other people. Um, so it's time for them to surrender over to the universe now and evolve, and let this be a lesson that they can use moving forward. Okay, Libra. All right, guys. Well, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. And I think I called you guys Pisces earlier. I apologize. I think I was looking at the card here, but anywho, I just thought about that when I said that. But I will see you beautiful people next time. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe if it resonates for you. If you know someone that it could help, make sure you send it to them and hit that notification bell. So I'll see you guys next time.